Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. In today's review, I have the Vivitar Clear Wireless Headset. And you can find this at Five Below. See the price tag right here, $10. I'm not too sure if they sell it online. I'm sure you can find it somewhere, but realistically, it's easier to get it at Five Below while the supplies last. But we're going to figure out how good this actually sounds, and I'm going to just go through a couple little things with you guys. So anyway, it's compatible with any smartphone. So according to this, you can use it for iPhones. You'll be able to use it for Android devices. Answers phone calls, sounds good. Volume control, and apparently it has a rechargeable battery, so I'm not mad about that. But again, it doesn't actually say the battery life on it, which I'm a little worried about. Normally they tell you these things before you purchase it, but you know, it is Five Below. What do you expect, really? Anyway, let's get into this review, unbox this together, see if it's worth the asking price. So once you unbox everything, this is what it comes with, these four items. You have the dock itself right here. You have the phone itself. It just sits inside the dock. Let me show you how to do that right now. You have the instructions, which I want to go over this in another section with you guys. And then you have the charger cable. Now, this is not USB-C. It is micro USB. So for the person out there that hasn't seen this, they're like, oh my gosh, what is that? This is an older cable that used to work with cell phones, cameras, and different things. Some devices still use it, but mostly everything uses USB-C nowadays. But you know, it is what it is. Now, in order to charge this, you do have to plug this into the bottom. So what you're going to want to do is make sure you match this up. See how the shapes are similar? You're going to go ahead and just plug that in and you're good to go. Now, personally, I don't think they really thought of the design right there. It would have made more sense for this to be like on the back somewhere, so that way you could just charge this while it's in the dock. But unfortunately, there's no hole in the bottom, so you do have to take this out, charge it first, and then place it back into the dock when you're done. Not a big deal, not life or death. Now, let me just push this to the side for a little bit. Here's the phone itself. So you do have your physical buttons all the way up to 0, everything right here. You have the answer button. You have the volume up and the volume down. Now, these buttons are clickable also right here, but I don't think they actually do anything. 9 times out of 10, they don't. With the instruction manual, I'm sure it'll show me the actual functionality, which I'm going to go over in a little bit. But so far, I mean, it seems like a pretty solid product for the most part. It's cheap. Like if you squeeze it, it doesn't feel like it's going to break or anything. The plastic is actually pretty decent quality. Normally with stuff like this, you can basically bend it and snap it, but this does feel like it can actually take quite a few drops, and it's not going to break. And again, it's a Bluetooth headset technically, but it's really just for phone calls and that's it. But I don't think it's bad. Some people like the aesthetic of just the old-fashioned before time in the 90s and things like that, and I'm not mad at that. But anyway, let's go on to the next section. This is a little weird to me. This actually had the option for music controls. I understand call controls. I don't see anyone actually using this for music, but I mean, if it can play music, I'll try it and see what happens, but I'll let you guys know. But anyway, it shows you how to charge it right here. You have the option for Bluetooth pairing, which it says hold the button at 3 to 4 seconds, which I'm actually going to walk you through that in the next section. Music controls right here. It says volume up to skip the next song. I'm guessing volume down to return. Yeah, volume down to return to the last song. And if you actually hold it, it will turn the volume up and down, apparently. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I got that correctly. Press and hold volume button, minus button to return to the last song. Okay, and just press. So you press it once right here for volume up, press it once for volume down. You hold it to change the song backwards. You hold it to change the song forward. So this actually has the same functionality as a legitimate Bluetooth speaker, which I do think is pretty interesting. My question is, how loud is the music actually going to be on something like this? And I will check that in a little bit. Anyhow, over here, you get the diagram. So for the person out there that wants to screenshot this, go ahead and do that right here. I'll give you a couple seconds to either screenshot or use another device to record this. Also, just pause the video if you need to. Now, with that being said, let's flip it over. And this is the part that matters, specifications. So it says right here, it takes about 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours to charge it from 0 to 100% roughly, depending on, you know, how much battery life you used. And it only had, whoa, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Charging time is 3 to 4 hours. And a talk time is 1.5 to 2.5. That is insane. That is not good at all. I got to be honest with you. That's actually terrible. I was under the impression, I'm so used to doing certain reviews where the charge time is less than the actual usage time, but apparently it takes longer to charge this than to actually use it. So that is very weird. And that's why I say, when you look at this dock, they should have had the charger like up here somewhere so that you can actually keep it in the dock while it's charging instead of the bottom. That's just a terrible design in terms of charging. Like, I wouldn't have minded it if the battery life was much better, but you're making people do a little bit more just to charge the device. I know it's a first world problem, but I'm just saying that doesn't make any sense to me. But anyhow, I'm going to show you guys how to sync it next. So I have the phone already ready. I'm going to go ahead and hit this button because I'm going to assume that the call button is the power button, even though I read it a moment ago. Yep, it says power on and pairing, and you see the blue light right there. I'm going to go ahead and place it right here while I do that. Tap pair device. Now, just keep in mind, retro receiver, that's what it's called. So that's interesting. Is that the name on the box too? Yep, retro phone is on the name of the box. Retro phone receiver, okay. So it'll pop up retro receiver. I'm going to go ahead and tap that. I personally allow it to get to my contacts and things like that. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I should do that. But regardless, I'm going to do it for this video. There you go, it's connected. So what happens is when you get this, you may not have heard it. It'll say Bluetooth or power on. It'll let you know it's in pairing mode. And then when you actually connect it, it'll say connected, like a little soft spoken voice. So it's very easy to connect this. Now, if you're using an Apple device, same thing, go to the Bluetooth settings, turn this on. It's going to automatically put itself in pairing mode. And then all you have to do is search it. It's going to pop up retro receiver that you see here, and then you're good to go. So very simple and clear cut instructions in order to sync this product. So this is how it's going to sound to talk on this retro speaker if you decide to use it for recording purposes. Now, I am using, as you can see, the voice recorder. The reason why I happen to use one of these things is because it gives you a more accurate assessment on how good the actual speaker is in the device itself. So let's just make this a double part since I'm just rambling on right now. I also tried this in the music section, and to be honest with you, this is not a speaker that's meant to listen to music. Even at the maximum volume, it's extremely low when it comes to music. It does not have a decent high-end speaker inside of it. So if you're that person out there thinking that you're going to jam to rock music and things while this is next to your face, think again, it is not for that. This is more so strictly for phone calls. And I do want to say that if you like how this sounds, because realistically, you're going to use this indoors. I don't see anybody walking outside with this retro phone making phone calls when you could just use a Bluetooth, AirPods, Soundcore by Anchors, JBLs, 5 little headphones. That's going to give you a better sound experience for just walking outside in general. So like I said before, this is more so catered to the person that just wants that retro feel and just likes the way this look. But with the low battery life of 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours and extremely high up to close to 4-hour battery life, charging times, I just don't see this as being a practical product, but it is a pretty cool thing to review, though. I'll give it that. So is this worth the asking price? I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say no. And I'm going to give reasons for yes first, and then I'm going to give you the no, because the no is the realistic answer that I have, but I'm looking for reasons why you would buy this. The reason you would buy it is because you like the aesthetic. You like the house phone look, nostalgia, whatever it is, you think it's cool. You don't mind picking this up if your friend calls you and you want to answer it. Some people like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not here to knock your style. But with the mediocre battery life of 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours, and then the fact that it takes longer to charge this than you actually get in use time, that kind of makes this I'm not going to say it's defective or anything like that, but it just makes it a bad purchase. Like, imagine going to the store buying a Bluetooth speaker. The speaker lasts for 5 hours, but then it takes 10 hours to charge it. That doesn't make any sense. Like, there's no technology in this that should require you to take that long to charge it. And given the fact that there is a million cordless phones out there, like in real life, that last for hours upon hours, this base, here's the worst part. If they would have had a charger in the base itself, and you could just place this inside and it would charge it automatically, I would say it's not a big deal. And that would solve that low talk time problem. But instead, they put it on the bottom right here. And instead of like drilling a hole and having a cord right here, which I guess they wanted to cut corners because that would have been perfect to do so, you have to take it out, plug it up, place it down. When it's done, pick it back up, put it back in the receiver. And then you have to turn it on. You have to think of the standby time, which is going to drain the battery life from this. And to be honest with you, an average headset at Five Below for $5 or $8 actually has a better battery life than this by far. So that's something to think about. But at the end of the day, like I said before, if you like the way it looks, if you think this is cool looking, buy it simply because you like what you like. It doesn't have to function the way that you want it to all the time, especially if you're just getting it for aesthetic reasons. Me personally, I'm going to put this in my background in my figurines, and you're going to see a retro telephone. You're like, oh, look at that old telephone. And it's just going to be a conversation piece for the people that are collectors, and that's pretty much it. But outside of that, again, the good is that it's cool looking, in my opinion. It's not the best built product, and obviously you can buy other Bluetooth phones that are way better than this with better battery life and everything. But for 10 bucks at Five Below, for something if you're just shopping, you just want to try it out, I don't think it's that bad. But realistically, I don't think that anyone's going to use this for long periods of time. And that's my review. So anyway, like and subscribe like always, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.